Hey guys, Drifter here. Today I've got a video for you about all of the absolutely insane Warzone 2 leaks. These do kind of tie into the Modern Warfare 2 leaks. They're a little bit in the same category, often coming from the same sources, Nero Cinema, Tom Henderson, and a dozen other little leakers that are just flooding the market with information. So I'm going to go over all of it today, but we're mostly going to focus on Warzone 2 because that's the most interesting to me. So one of the things that supposedly is changing in Warzone 2 compared to Warzone 1 is that a version of the tiered armor from Blackout is coming back. You remember you had your level 1, your level 2, and you had your level 3 with the helmet that would protect you from headshots. Apparently something like that is returning, as it is described in Nero's video from a leaker. The armor vests range from 1 to 3, but what you do is you pick up the vest and then you have to pick up the plates to put in the vest. So kind of like the bigger vest you have, the more plates you can put in, but you still need the plates. And this is compared to Blackout, but honestly, it sounds a lot like Apex Legends to me, picking up white, blue, purple, and then eventually red armor, but then you need the batteries to level it up all the way. I think this is a good compromise system, but another part of me also kind of likes that everybody has the same amount of plates in Warzone. It makes the time to kill way more predictable, whereas in Blackout, people would just get very, very salty about just having to hose somebody with that level 3 armor. And speaking of Blackout, the second thing I want to talk about today is a supposed new bag system that's coming to Warzone 2. And this is one that I don't know if I actually like for the game, and we'll talk about why. So the bag system that is being proposed in the leaks is something very similar to Blackout or maybe PUBG, where certain items take up a certain amount of spots in a grid. You know, a helmet takes up a 2x2 space, a big piece of armor is like 3x3, bullets are 1x1, and you have a certain number of slots, and you have to like do a little geometric arranging there. Same with your guns and attachments and stuff like that. And it comes with a variety of bags too. So you can have a tier 1 bag, a tier 2 bag, or a tier 3 bag, and you just have more stuff you can put in there. Also, you know, I guess kind of like Apex, but I don't know if I really like this system. The images that they're using to reference it are like Escape from Tarkov. The problem with that is it just doesn't work very well on consoles. One of Blackout's biggest weaknesses is if you were playing on PlayStation, where they wanted the majority of people to play, that you just spent forever micromanaging and fiddling with all the little things in your bag. That's why I swapped to PC, so I could do it much quicker. And that's also why Warzone kept your equipment very simple, and also why Warzone decided to not have individual attachments that you can scavenge for the guns, because it was too much micromanaging and not enough actually playing the game. So I gotta admit, I'm kind of skeptical of this bag system. A fun feature that's supposedly in Warzone 2 is the ability to interrogate enemies that are downed. And as it is explained in all of the articles I read, it's very similar to Rainbow Six Siege. And this is great for me. I was a Caveira main in Rainbow Six Siege. What little of it I did play, I loved doinking people with the pistol that would down them, and then getting an interrogation execution. It was glorious. I loved it, and I would love to have that feature come to Warzone because it already fits a playstyle that I do. But more importantly, Warzone 2 is solving a problem that I've had with Warzone 1 since the very beginning, which is there's no reason to execute people. If you execute somebody in Warzone, you're putting yourself at risk of being killed or messed with by somebody else. That's why you just always throwing knife people, right? Whereas compared to Apex Legends, when you execute somebody, you get full shields back, just kind of regardless if you don't want to do the looting or if you think you have time. I personally have been proposing that people get plates back or instantly refill their armor for executing enemies in Warzone, because then they would have a reason to do it and a reason to use their cosmetics. Now, if we have this interrogation feature, you can take a downed player and interrogate them and force them to reveal their teammate's location, which is an instant benefit to your team, and I think it will cause people to execute more, which will just make the game more fun in the long run. Before we talk about the next feature, I wanted to give a shout out to today's sponsor, Gamer Advantage Glasses. There's a lot of glasses out there in the world. You could wear vacation glasses, 80s Ray-Bans if maybe you're a pilot or you want to look cool via 1984 style, cyberpunk glasses if you want to feel like Iron Man or maybe aim a little bit better, or whatever in the world this is. The point is, there's a lot of things you can put on your face to protect your eyes, but instead of maybe a whole face shield, I would recommend these guys, Gamer Advantage glasses. The products are ultimately fantastic. I literally wear these every day. I wear these around the house. I'm looking for something here. I'm starting to become the guy who always wears glasses. I even wear these outside because the standard Gamer Advantage glasses have little magnets so you can just poof instant sunglasses mode, and they just look like regular sunglasses. Not only do these glasses help prevent eye strain from staring at computers all day, they do come in prescription. I think they look good, and this style, the Horizon clear ones, is near indestructible. These are the ones that we crushed the most. I really like the way that these look, but honestly, I like the performance of these guys a little bit better because I like the way the nose bridge sits on me, and I like being able to put it in sunglasses mode. So Gamer Advantage, absolutely fantastic product. Use it every day. If you use code Drifter, you'll save yourself 10% off. Check out all the links down there below in the description. Now let's get back to the video. Next up is probably the vaguest thing we're going to talk about today, which is the possibility of pro perks returning not only to Modern Warfare 2, but also Warzone. So for those of you that are probably older than 30 dinosaurs watching this, you may remember that Modern Warfare 2 had perks that were basic and then pro perks. You had Marathon, Marathon Pro, Scavenger, Scavenger Pro, Lightweight, Lightweight Pro, and then you had Commando Pro that would just be even, you'd stab for so far, it was absurd. And this was a very popular system because you had to use these perks. You had to collect so many bags, stab so many people, do so many things to level these up to the pro perks. And I feel like that'd be a really fun thing to have in Warzone. And apparently in Warzone 2, they've been experimenting with such a system, but it's kind of vague. They don't know if they're going to have pro perks in Warzone. They don't know if you level them up by playing with them across games, or you get a perk, and the more you use that perk, I suppose, steady aim, the more you hip fire people, the tighter it gets. They're not really sure. They're kind of tweaking it, playing with it, trying to get a right balance right now, but I love pro perks. I like that they often offer more intangible benefits and less just pure like stat stacking. So they're quite fun. I enjoyed leveling them up like 15 years ago when Modern Warfare 2 was a thing, and I hope that I enjoy them again. And then finally, it seems like they're taking from Fortnite and Apex here, and that's a little bit unfair. Blackout really started it with the zombies on the map, but supposedly there are strongholds on the map that are guarded by AI. So I'm kind of thinking Fortnite here, you have to land and fight for the agency or the whoever's. I don't really keep up with the story in that game. Or like in Apex, how you have to fight the bots or kill the spiders or whatever to get the loot. This is kind of the same thing. If you clear out the stronghold, and you have to complete some sort of objective within the stronghold, I think it's going to be a little more complicated than just kill all the people, then it will massively reward you with loot, score streaks, a whole loadout, something like that. And I kind of think this is a good idea. I've played Fortnite quite a lot recently, and I've played Apex quite a while. I say quite a lot. What little I can play, those are the two games I'm mostly playing. And I've kind of enjoyed farming the AI. I don't normally like PvE, but if I have to do a brief PvE to get better equipped for PvP, that works better in my brain. I feel like I'm completing an objective to get stronger, and then I fight the real people, and I'm totally on board with that. And so far, basically everything that I've heard about Warzone 2 sounds good. I'll try to keep you up to date with more news, more leaks, more information, but I'm honestly excited.